Back at Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas, along with Hubie Brown, I'm Ron Thulin. Moments away from the opening tip-off between the Los Angeles Lakers and the exciting Dallas Mavericks. Now let's take a look at tonight's starting matchups. And Dick Motta says he has problems with the Lakers because they're such a big team, Hubie.
Well, you can see that Divac's at 7 foot and Elton Campbell at 7. They have two great shot blockers. Now the Lakers will match up the way we have it set up, but the Mavericks will change. Popeye Jones will come down and play Campbell, and Williams will move up and play Divac.
Both teams going through their introductions right now. The lights off here at Reunion Arena as the Mavericks trying to regain the glory days of the 80s when Aguirre, Blackman, and Harper were all part of the team that led them to the finals in '88. And Dick Motta in his second stint. And Dick Motta, of course, third on the all-time winning list in NBA history, just past Dr. Jack Ramsey just the other day. Here is Dick Motta. The seasons, the wins, and the games, and decided to come back. He said, I've always answered the call of Donald Carter, the owner of the Mavericks, and he goes, and this was no different. And he's excited about being here.
Yeah, he is. He feels good about it. He has Brad Davis and his son Kip as assistant coaches. He likes that. A lot of youthful energies, so that while practice is going on, they take over the floor for him, and he really likes his team. He says this is a great basketball team with a lot of enthusiasm for young people.
And the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers in his first year, former coach of the Houston Rockets and the Milwaukee Bucks, Del Harris, a graduate of Milligan College in Tennessee. So his graduating class had about 55 guys. Del was near the top, of course. Interesting story about Dick Motta, though, about why he took the job. He said, you know, when I decided I wanted to take it, I first had to go talk to Mrs. Carter and spend some time with her to make sure that she understood why I was coming back. Because as everybody knows, when Dick left in 1987, it was not under the best of circumstances. In fact, his departure of Dallas was quite a surprise. Everybody thought the press conference that he had called was to talk about the future of the team. And the next thing you know, Dick said, I'm leaving. And he wanted to make sure that everybody was on the same page when he took over this job. And he says he has, right now, as far as he understands, he can stay as long as he wants. Here's the series history. As we mentioned at the top of the show, the Lakers have owned the Mavericks the last 7 games in 14 out of 15, almost 2 years to the day since the Dallas Mavericks last beat the LA Lakers.
Well, they played in LA early November. LA won by 12. The trapping really confused this young Dallas team. And as you look at Dallas, remember, there's a rookie starting kid, 2 one-year players, and 2 two-year players. This is by far the youngest starting unit in the league.
And you think Jimmy Jackson, really, this is technically his second year because he didn't play that many games his rookie year. He, of course, the holdout. Jason Kidd near side of Jackson. Jamal Mashburn told me before the game he likes playing down in that right block. There's the rebounding we talked about. He can't get it. Lorenzo Williams can't come up with the board. Divac does.
Well, the Lakers are quick in transition and will release the three-point shot.
Lakers come in at 11-7. Divac to the paint. Can't get the roll. Rebound, Popeye Jones. Mavericks at 9-7, 5-5 here in Dallas. Woody Mayfield, the official, with the whistle.
Dallas will move the ball quickly in transition, looking for the quick post-ups of either Mashburn or Jackson. But then they will run the methodical offenses with plenty of screening down on both sides of the lane.
Not much change in Dick's offense since he coached in Chicago in '68, is it?
No, but you don't have to change if you have players who can shoot and are big-time, talents.
Something you don't see, Jason Kidd turning the ball over, and it ends up in an easy 2 by Cedric Ceballos. Ceballos' 21.1 average for the Lakers, the first 20-point scorer for Los Angeles since James Worthy back in 90-91.
See, there's that side trap, and you just cannot get lazy. And that was a bad pass by Van Exel. The old story, the only time you leave the floor is to shoot the basketball. He jumped up in the air, and they took away the passing lane.
This is Lorenzo Williams out of Stetson. Jackson will pull the trigger right over Eddie Jones.
What I like about Jimmy Jackson's game this year, he's increased his shooting percentages by 5 points. That means he's getting better looks at the basket.
Much credit goes to Jason Kidd helping him out on that. Divac's off the glass with his first 2. Vlade coming in, averaging just a shade over 15. Another turnover. Here comes the Lakers. Third turnover for Dallas. Little too fancy offensive foul, Ceballos.
At the other end of the floor, we have Jason Kidd down right now. And it seems to be his left arm or his left shoulder. Now, when he turned the ball over and went down into this crowd, watch what happens here now. As he gets down in here, you can see he got hit right there. Got hit on that left elbow. Seems to have deadened his arm right now. You're going to see it right there. Divac crashes into him. That's where he was injured. At the other end of the floor, they've got to sit Van Exel down right now, Nick, and talk to him. Come on, we've just had two big advantages, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, and you turn the ball over by being fancy.
Well, the Lakers, averaging only 15 turnovers a game, already have 2. The Mavericks with 3 in the first 2 minutes. Dallas having problems with turnovers this year at 17 a ball game. Dick Motta wants about 12 to 14. He said that would be normal. They averaged just under 17 last season. And checking into the lineup now for Jason Kidd is Lucius Harris, the second-year pro out of Long Beach State, wearing jersey number 30, and he has the ball.
Well, right now, this is a problem because you really do not have a true point guard on the floor for Dallas.
Another turnover, the 4th for the Mavericks.
It's what we talked about, L.A. being aggressive, gambling for steals, and then excellent on their traps.
Well, our first illegal defense called on the Mavericks, and it's going to be called on Lorenzo Williams. Jason Kidd going into the locker room with Doug Atkinson, the trainer, and he looks in a lot of pain.
Yes, he is.
We will get an update on Jason Kidd as soon as we have the information passed on to us. Van Exel in a crowd draws the whistle.
Well, that was a nice screen and roll, Ron. When he got down into the lane, the defense rotated, and they really hang him up here. Now, just keep an eye on this right now. See, if Popeye would have just stayed and held his area, he would have picked up the charge.
Nick Van Exel, 2 shots.
Nick Van Exel at the line. Second-year pro out of Cincinnati. Van Exel, 70% on the year from the stripe.
Well, you know, Ron, last year he had a good year. He played 81 games, and he really came in with some interesting stats. When you think almost 14 points, right at 6 assists, shot 78 on the line, but the disappointing thing last year, he only shot 39%. Here's that trap again. Look at this.
Major problems. The rookie, Eddie Jones, flying down the right side of the lane.
Well, they're going to have to do something about this. You can see right now, they're going to give it to them again. Here's your trap.
And they turn it over again. Loose ball foul, and Jimmy Jackson took an elbow in the mouth, and he's got some blood. Foul's going to be on Jackson, his first second-team foul.
Well, I really like what Del Harris is doing. You can see that it is totally confusing Dallas. They have 6 turnovers already, and it's all happening out in as a cross half court or on the wing.
Del Harris has even written 3 books about defense in the NBA. That is a 3 on away by Ceballos. Divac the offensive rebound. Eddie Jones off the back of the iron. Vlade again. Van Exel for 3. Buries it.
He's an outstanding three-point shooter. This year he's already shooting 42%. He's now 43 for 102 from the three-point line.
Set a Laker record last year in three-pointers made. He was second most by a rookie in NBA history.
Foul by Eldon Campbell.
Campbell picks up the foul as the Lakers are on a 9-0 run early on in the first quarter, courtesy of Dallas being careless.
The Lakers are not allowing Dallas to run their methodical offense. They're coming out and trapping key people.
Jackson tries to force it inside. 7th turnover. The Lakers. Jones to the paint with the slam.
If Van Exel will give the basketball up, you have guys who can finish. Eddie Jones and Ceballos are murder going in the open floor. Now just make the pass, give the ball up to the runners who are coming on the rings. These guys can send it home.
Section 117. You want to be on.
We're going to show you what's happening in these turnovers. They're going to take the ball back to the top of the circle. Now here it comes. Now, as the ball comes back to the top of the circle, Lakers gamble, but we're going to stop it right there. Now, you're going to see this man is open, but watch the defender leave and intercept this pass. And this is what's been going on. Excellent anticipation, taking away the passing lane. And then get it out and let these wing people finish.
Well, this big lead by the Lakers early on in the first quarter is really no surprise for people who have followed the Lakers the last couple of games. In fact, the last two opponents have been outscored by at least 13 in the first quarter. The other trap, well, we have a whistle and a foul on Jones.
You know that Dallas is going to come up the floor and sit in their 2-3 offensive set. What they're doing, the Lakers, as soon as they come across half court, they are trapping them. You can see it right there and taking away that forward pass. So he has no one to go to on the ball side of the trap.
Only three field goal attempts for the Mavericks in the first 4 minutes. There is their fourth, and it's good for Jamal Mashburn, his first two.
Now, that was a difficult try, Ron.
Fourth leading scorer in the NBA so far this year, Mashburn. From the outside, Ceballos, who usually creates his own offense. Lorenzo Williams takes it away from Popeye Jones.
Without Jason Kidd, they have no one to blow the ball up the floor.
Mashburn's three is short. Van Exel, nice look inside to Cedric Ceballos.
Yeah, I like what they have out there. When you say Eddie Jones and Ceballos, you have two guys who can really change ends. And then you have something to anchor your defense when you have Campbell and Divac. You have two shot blockers.
Jackson right block to Mashburn. Nothing but net. Mashburn with 4, but the lead is 9 during the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. Eddie Jones pulls the trigger from the outside. Williams with his second board. Lakers averaging 15 three-point attempts a game. Well on their way to that tonight. Popeye Jones bumps into Divac, the fall away. Jones out of Murray State. Played in Italy one year where he averaged over 21 points, and Van Exel answers that.
Right now, without Jason Kidd, they do not have a legitimate point guard defender. And this is hurting them because Van Exel can go wherever he would like.
Jason Kidd also 5th in the league in steals so far. 7 to shoot. They turn it over again. Here comes Ceballos, the 2-on-1. Takes it himself. The scoop won't go. Jackson, last touch by White. It belongs to the Lakers.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Good call.
That is a good call. Now, right now, the referees are talking it over, but you're going to see this as it comes off. It was knocked right there and then hit again by Jimmy Jackson. So that was off of Dallas.
Orland Wiley is checked into the ball game for the Mavericks. Number 20, the 7th-year pro out of Long Beach State, has not played in the last 3 games for Dallas. He lets Van Exel shoot, and Nick Van Exel drains his second three.
Now, the Wiley substitution is smart because now you got a point guard playing a point guard. But you've got to get up on Van Exel on that screen and roll because he'll shoot that three every time.
Jones rejects the jump shot by Jackson.
There you go.
Inside, Jones rejected by Mashburn. They'll come the other way with numbers. Little too fancy, they turn it over again. Their 9th turnover, Van Exel. Jones. Oh, give it to Eldon Campbell.
On our stand-up to start this game, were we talking about offensive rebounding by Dallas or the Los Angeles Lakers?
My. Yeah, I knew the Lakers were 3rd in shot attempts in the NBA last year. They're leading the league in shot attempts this year, and I think they've equaled their mark for a game already in the first.
Well, they're doing a great job crashing boards.
22 to 8. Jackson's high arcer won't go. Divac had the ball. Popeye Jones whistled for the loose ball foul.
Well, right now, all the quick shooting is giving long rebounds for L.A. But how about this? Up on the glass. You've got to like what we're seeing here from the Lakers. Not only at the defensive end of the floor, but then their transition game has been early, and it's excellent. And then anytime they shoot, they're crashing and keeping the ball alive for the second shot attempt.
Well, maybe Woody Mayfield said, no, I made the wrong call. It was Vlade Divac, the offensive foul, which makes sense because he was behind Popeye Jones. almost a dangerous pass again. Wiley, not known as a scorer, puts his first 2 down.
You see, the main thing is by anticipating and shooting the passing lanes, they're taking Dallas out of their movement, so they're not getting the 3rd and 4th passes.
Divac to Campbell. Sedale Creed into the lineup. Eddie Jones pulls it and nails it. Eddie Jones already 14 for 46. Coming into tonight at 30% from the arc. Adds to that total. Wiley on the cut to Jones. Count it.
Anytime you trap in the corner, you've got to send people through and look for the cutters going to the rim.
Sedale Creed. Wiley from 19 doesn't get it.
Wiley's job, he's got to push the ball. There you go.
Nice look. Hodge cannot complete the jam, but Jones is there to clean it up.
Well, Hodge just sent up a very slow and soft dunk. Okay.
Well, he knows he likes to play the perimeter, but when you're 7 foot, you got to play inside. Count the basket by Ceballos. We also have a foul.
Foul to Jamal Mashburn.
Mashburn picks up his first, 3rd team foul.
If Wiley will just push the ball, they'll get plenty of opportunities like this. And then we know that they're great on the offensive glass. They'll be crashing hard.
For the Lakers,
but the big thing
40,
is that
Antonio Harvey,
anytime that LA misses,
number 1,
Dallas needs the easy shot tonight. They've got to get out in transition because it's quite obvious that they are having difficulty in their half-court sets.
Ceballos, 1 shot.
Antonio Harvey is checked into the lineup, number 40 for the Lakers. Here is Ceballos. Completes the 3-point play. In case you just joined us, the LA Lakers have a 14-point advantage with 3:45 left in the first. Jason Kidd is in the locker room with an injured elbow, and they're reevaluating it right now. That's all they're telling us.
What they're doing is they're matching up and playing a half-court zone at times. And when they do that, they look for the traps, and then everyone rotates.
Mashburn with a strong move to the hole, and he's going to be fouled on the play by Antonio Harvey. Well, one thing that Del Harris told us this morning he wanted to do is he wanted to throw sand in the wheels of the offense of the Dallas Mavericks, and he has done just that. Here's Mashburn.
Well, if you notice, on all of the penetration by Dallas, you will see a shot blocker coming on a rotation and challenging the shot.
Mashburn, the NBA Player of the Week, the first Dallas Maverick to get that award since 1988 when Roy Tarpley got it. Not a bad week for Jamal. 36.7 points a game, shot 53%, 5 assists. Mashburn shooting 70% on the year, gets them both, cuts the lead down to 12 inside of 3.5. Dallas, 9 turnovers. That's the story here in the first few minutes. Sedale Creed the fall away. Creed coming off a 38-point effort on Saturday against Utah. That's where Hodge likes to shoot from. Way short on the jumper. Creed kicks it off his leg. Here comes Mashburn. They've got the numbers. Mashburn over Divac. What a move.
Look out.
Healer from outside. Mashburn on the run has Jackson, and he throws it into the cheap seats.
In this game, Mashburn has made 2 passes that have just been beyond description, all right? Now, this is a good move. You give the ball up, the defense rotates, you give it right back. Give and go basketball, take it strong to the hole.
Tangible memory. Do you remember when?
We'd like to show you the trapping that's going on with the Lakers. Now, keep an eye as this ball is dribbled. You're going to see the initial trap. As he goes. Now, hold it right there. Now, you're going to see it. We've got the trap on the man. Now, they are defensed right here. Now, the 2 key guys are here and here. Now, just watch what happens while this ball is rotating. As soon as this ball is rotating, they gamble. See, they continue to gamble in the passing lane. We just wanted to show you that because below the foul line, it's 2 against 3.
George Lynch into the lineup for the Lakers, number 30. Divac can't come up with a handle. The Dallas Mavericks take over. But the Lakers with 9 steals in the ball game already.
Main thing right now is stay within what you're doing, but be aware of the traps try to get your high percentage shot. Right now, Ron, we're just seeing some crazy things. Balls are going right through guys' hands.
Wiley has it touched by Lynch. Can't get it. He tries to come up with a save. Here come the Lakers with a 3-on-1. Three to Peeler.
See, if everybody crashes the offensive boards and you do not get the offensive rebound, then we will see 3-on-1s all night long.
12-point Laker lead. Hodge tried to force the pass inside. A lot of purple around the ball. They gave Harvey the shot. He didn't take it. Divac posting up now on Jones. Hodge showed the double, but he didn't complete it. He took about 2 steps toward it, then he headed right back to the middle of the paint, Hubie. Very obvious.
Well, that was okay last year and for maybe 5 previous years in the NBA. Once you make that commitment and break the foul line, you must continue and trap the basketball.
And that is a technical foul. And Sedale 3 with his first point of the ball game.
Campbell back in the game.
I'm just surprised at the poor passing that we're seeing from Dallas, mainly because they've already played them once.
Right.
And, you know, that you think that they would be a little bit more in tune to where the traps are going to come from.
And that's what Dick said. He said that was the first time they saw a trap when they played the Lakers. Oh, big-time slam by Antonio Harvey.
Well, by design, the way that the players are laid out, whoever's the man that's leaving the trap, that's the guy who's going right down the lane.
Marlon Wiley. Mashburn, the double by 3. 8 to shoot. Wiley pulls the trigger on the 3, and Marlon Wiley buries his first of the year. Came in 0 for 5 from the arc.
Well, you know, it's been surprising because he's only getting like 8 minutes a game when he plays.
Well, he has 5 points, and he came into the night averaging .8. Lynch's shot off the mark. Wiley with the ball.
Look up. There you go.
Mashburn inside. Count it.
Now, Mashburn is fortunate that that ball went in because when he elevated, the player on the left box was wide open. Keep an eye on this. I hope we have the angle. Now, just watch this. Instead of dropping the pass, he forced the shot. Fortunately, he came out of there with a potential 3-point play.
Jamal, which means kind in Arabic. And he has been kind to the Mavericks this year. He has 11 in the ball game, and the Mavericks cut that Laker lead down to 9, 33-24. Considering how poorly they have played in this first quarter, being down by 9 is not too bad.
That's not bad at all.
Peeler dancing out front. Whistle and a foul.
Well, they're not going to allow you to stiff arm the dribbler or play a post guy with a stiff arm. What they're going to do is they'll allow it as long as you bend your elbow. Now, this is, I'm hoping that he is not seriously injured. You can see that he has, you know, the wrap on that left elbow.
Doug Atkinson, the trainer, one of the best. The veteran trainer has been here since Dallas franchise started, taking care of Jason Kidd, who sits way down the end of the bench.
Foul has been changed from George Lynch to Sedale 3, his first.
In the early going, Ron, the Lakers have been able to do whatever they'd like on offense. They're running all of their half-court sets, getting exactly what they want, high percentage shots.
1 second difference between the shot and the game. Reed Campbell puts it up with 6 to shoot and went about halfway down. Lynch with the rebound. Tries to get it to Campbell, can't get it. With 1, the shot won't go. But what a quarter for the LA Lakers. They set a new NBA record with 11 steals in the quarter, and it was led by Van Exel as they tie the NBA record with 11. Van Exel leads them to a 33-24 lead after 1.
570 KLIF, tonight's contestant is Tom Schuler from Garland. He'll attempt to make.
The Los Angeles Lakers, the only Western Conference team with a winning record at Reunion Arena. They lead the Mavericks 33-24. Here's where Jason Kidd got hurt in the first.
Now you're going to see the collision right here with the hip of Vlade Divac as it crashes into the elbow. They are calling it strained ligaments. He had x-rays, and everything was clean.
And he is back in the basketball game. And there is Jason Kidd. That foul was on Eddie Jones, his second personal, first here in the quarter.
It's nice to see that any time that the screen man moves that they're going to call a moving screen.
Hodge pulls the trigger from 18. Oh, that was ugly, but Jimmy Jackson was there, and Hodge is going to say, give me an assist.
That was his best pass of the night, right? Because he's passed the ball to the guys in purple at least 3 times.
Oh.
That was a shot that was a foot off the rim.
That was being kind of foot. That would hit one of our camera guys. Campbell goes baseline. Del Harris said Eldon Campbell has shown a new enthusiasm for the game, and that has been something numerous coaches have not been able to do with Eldon Campbell, has set him on fire.
Well, that was an excellent drop step move. He went right into the chest of Popeye.
Oh, what a pass. Jason Kidd, he looked to Jimmy Jackson, dumped it off to Jones. Jones with 8.
That's what you need against the trap. Whenever they fake the trap and you rotate the ball, the guy with the ball has got to make it happen.
Oh, Jason Kidd, that's called a crossover dribble by Van Exel, but here comes the Mavericks.
There you go. This is your game.
Jackson between the legs. Finger roll won't go. Mashburn in.
Now, maybe we should start the game at this point.
There you go. Start in the second quarter.
It's what we talked about. The offensive rebounding. The court awareness of Jason Kidd. The nice, the good move, strong move by Jimmy Jackson. And this is where they are great, on the offensive board. Strong move by Mashburn. Take it up. Look for the 3. We told you earlier at the top that Jackson and Mashburn both get 20-shot opportunities. 20 for Mashburn, 21 for Jackson. So you know that they're going to score a ton of points. But the big fact is Jackson shoots 10 foul shot attempts and Mashburn 9.
Campbell, the turnaround is short. Popeye Jones, the outlet. There's Jimmy Jackson. Last touch by the Lakers. Eddie Jones. Good hustle by the rookie. Out of Temple.
Just the threat of Jason Kidd being in there, you now have got to get back, Ron, defensively. The transition defense, they were lollygagging earlier and just laying back because there was no threat of a long pass or any type of penetration. Nice. Caught them sleeping. Well, anytime you have a primetime scorer posting up in the lane on the out-of-bounds play, you've got to be looking for the lob.
Ceballos, Mashburn on him. Mashburn was looking forward to the challenge of playing Ceballos. It's a tough cover for Jamal. Inside Campbell with Tarpley on him. Whistle and a foul as Dallas on a 15-2 run.
I'm surprised that Tarpley didn't get that call. I have thought that Eldon Campbell backed him down and just went right into his chest.
Eldon Campbell.
A couple of halftime scores. Charlotte leading. Atlanta over Minnesota at the Omni. First, Ernie Johnson with the Reebok halftime report. We'll have all the scores and highlights coming up. Eldon Campbell, 65% from the line. He hits the first. Set career highs last year in points, rebounds, and blocks. Of course, he had more minutes, which attributed to that.
Dallas is not a big three-point shooting team. They only shoot 26%.
Kidd, another great pass inside, but Campbell clears the board, outlets it up to Van Exel. Van Exel pulls the trigger for 3. Ceballos can't get the tip. Tarpley keeps it alive. Here comes Kidd again.
This is a 5-on-3.
Oh, and he finishes. But down court, Ceballos makes him pay. What an exciting game if you're a fan. It may not be pretty, but it's fun to watch. Tarpley. Like 2 heavyweights.
We're seeing some great post-up moves there. That was an excellent jump up. In 23 minutes a game, Tarpley is scoring 12 points and giving them 8 rebounds in 23 minutes. Those stats, that's a ton.
And Dick Motta says he's nowhere near in shape to what he'd like him to be. He said if he can produce 80% of what he did back in the 80s, he'd be ecstatic. Campbell has it knocked away by Tarpley.
Now, Van Exel is slowed down a little bit now since Kidd is back. Kidd can match his quickness and then also play him a little tougher off the dribble.
Sabalos inside, manufacturing points, can't do it.
Oh, you've got to block him out. Boy, he'll be right up on that glass.
Kidd has Lucius Harris ahead of the pack. He'll take it in for the slam. And the Mavericks have their first lead of the game at 39-38, and it's all because of Jason Kidd since he's come in here in the second. Van Exel to the hole. Nice looking move. 12 for Van Exel already. Kidd to Tarpley. My goodness.
Van Exel scored, and Kidd got out in front and knew that no one was going to pick him up until he got into the paint.
Divac, baseline offensive foul.
Now keep an eye on this replay. We're going to show you Jason Kidd moving. So he knows he's ahead of Van Exel. Now once the defense comes to him, just get to the front of the rim and I'll deliver that pass every time.
I was talking to Dick Mott about what Jason Kidd brings to this team. He said court awareness, poise, work ethic, game management, but more importantly, energy. Still a lot of time, 10 to shoot. Kidd tried to force it inside to Lorenzo Williams with 7 to shoot.
Plenty of time here.
Mashburn. He's 38% on the year. He has his first tonight. 17 already for Mashburn.
Well, he's the only real quality three-point shooter that they have here.
Yeah. After that disastrous first quarter for the Mavericks, they have not turned the ball over here in the second. Sabalos for 3. They're going to jump it up with Tarpley. No, says Hugh Hollins. Jimmy Clark and Hugh Hollins going to talk about it. Hugh says Dallas has the basketball. Last touch by the Lakers, Eldon Campbell.
Well, you know that it has to be a good call because Del Harris has not even said a word.
Well, the Dallas Mavericks behind the rookie, Jason Kidd, have taken over the game at 44-40.
Now, the Lakers are shooting 27% in this quarter, and now you're going to see another problem for them. Tarpley has made his presence felt. He's getting the ball out. Jason Kidd is coming down the floor, and he's put a lot of pressure on Van Exel. See, he's been behind him. So what is happening is the defense is collapsing, and if you don't pick him up and stop his dribble, he scores all the way. Now, how's that? A plus 11 with him in the game.
Oh, the last 3 games, Jason Kidd has been averaging 12 assists and only 2 turnovers. 3 straight games of double assists.
Now, remember, in quarter 1, L.A. turned Dallas over 12 times and had 17 points in transition.
Van Exel, another 3, doesn't get it. He already has a couple this evening. Sabalos, air ball, here comes Kidd again. 4th rebound for Tarpley. The Mashburn to the hole. Lost the handle, but we have a foul. That'll be on Sedale 3, but what a pass. That's a touch pass.
In the first quarter, Dallas never got back in transition defense. Right now, you're seeing this young man is picking people up and delivering uncontested passes. Why? The Lakers are not changing ends. They're catching them below the foul line.
Coach Mata says he likes Jimmy Jackson and Mashburn both to get about 5 or 6 points from the free throw line. By the way, at the conclusion of tonight's game, UB and I will be selecting our Budweiser player of the game.
We want to bring out this point. Jimmy Jackson is second in the league in foul shot attempts at 10 a game. But Mashburn is right there with 9 a game.
Dick Mata says, I want him getting that 5 or 6 points because the clock stopped. It's free baskets for us. Jimmy and Jamal both have worked on their free throw shooting a lot. Trying to get that percentage up since you're spending time there. Vlade Divac led the team in scoring and rebounding last year, and he gets too.
Oh, that was a beautiful move. He has a great game with his back to the basket, mainly because he can shoot with either hand, and he has the jump shots. You've got to play him. Eddie Jones fronting Mashburn down inside. Divac was late getting from the opposite side of the floor once he made his commitment for that double team. Now, just keep an eye on defense. See, you've got to play back off because he spins either way, and he's got the beautiful baby hooks. And then if you're right up on him, he'll throw the fadeaway jump shot. Has a complete game down on the post area.
Popeye Jones back in. Jamal Mashburn gets a rest. And this is where Dallas has run into trouble this year, is when their second unit plays. Jimmy Clark says, no, Lucius Harris, you stepped out of bounds. But Dallas has really had a problem. And there you see tonight, Mashburn and Van Exel have the hot hands for their respective teams.
Eddie Jones makes a lot of things happen defensively. He's 6'6" at that 2 guard.
Looks like Michael Cooper. In fact, Michael Cooper says he reminds me of me. And another illegal defense. Cooper, of course, one of the assistant coaches for the LA Lakers.
The Dick Mata is befuddled. Because what happens now is if a guy commits himself and he's not over there for the double team, it seems like they're getting these guys while they're moving. They're calling it that the guy's not there in time for the trap, but you got to give them a chance to get from one side of the lane to the other.
Dallas Mavericks and Dick Mata, 27-9 run since they put themselves in a big hole early on in the first. 15 turnovers. Campbell turn around, nothing but net. That's a nice looking move by Eldon Campbell.
See, the Lakers are pick and roll, post up, you double team, we're going to take 3. At this end, everything is continuity. Wherever the pass goes, it dictates at least 3 or 4 other moves.
Nice steal by Sadell Freed over to Van Exel, back to Freed. Trying to get it back to Van Exel, and Jason Kidd had a hand on it.
I'll give him a lot of credit. Once again, Van Exel does not give the ball up. He keeps it one extra dribble. If that ball would have gone earlier, it could have possibly been a layup. Now, right there, a nice move by Sadell. See, give the ball up. You just wait too long. You allow the defensive guy to come back and get a piece of it. Good hands by Kidd.
Jimmy Jackson back into the lineup. Lucius Harris sits down for the Mavericks. Mavericks by 1, 5:11 left in the first half.
See, here's your 2-man game now. See, they either play screen and roll high or they play post up. And then when that happens, they rely on you double teaming, and then they have spacing on the opposite side of the floor. And that opens up their 3-point game.
Tarpley with his second personal foul of the evening.
Well, they're not going to allow you to horse the guy out. And he's doing it again right now to Elton Jim on the post again.
Oh, yeah. Bumping bellies with him, gets a hand up. Jones goes for the rebound. It's going to be a loose ball foul called on the Lakers.
Now, if I'm Elton Gamble, he's telling Hugh Holland, I got fouled. And he did.
Yeah.
Because I have a headset on and I could hear the hit over here.
I can see the skin and hear it. Divac now with 3 personal fouls. There's the trap again by the Lakers.
That's right. They took it off for about 4 to 5 minutes.
Kidd tries to break down the defense. Tarpley lets it fly.
Back now. 3. Nice.
With the reverse.
It's amazing what happens when you pass the ball up ahead.
Jackson, here comes the trap again. Get it up high to Jones. Nice touch pass. Jones again off the glass. They got lucky.
When Popeye catches the ball, just pass the ball to the other side of the floor. Do not dribble the ball.
Jones with 10. The Maverick lead back to 1.
They're clearing out on Popeye Jones.
Eddie takes him to the hole with authority. Eddie Jones with 9. Already has a season high of 31 this year for the Lakers. Last touch by the Lakers with 15 to shoot. Mavericks will have the ball as Sam Bowie checks into the lineup. For the LA Lakers, Big Sam in his 10th year out of Kentucky, the 2nd pick overall in 1984 for Portland, where he played 4 years with New Jersey. Donald Hodge checking in for the Mavericks. Jackson has it knocked away, 12 to shoot.
Well, you know that when you catch the basketball down in the corner against the Lakers, you're getting trapped.
Oh, yeah.
You catch it on the wing, you're going to be trapped, or down in the corner.
Tarpley tries that right-handed hook, won't go. Popeye Jones is going to be whistled for the offensive foul.
Good call.
Jones has 2 on him.
See, you like that with your young players. Popeye Jones is his 2nd year in the league, averaging 12 rebounds a game. He's 3rd in the NBA. Well, what a tribute that is. Last year, he only played 23 minutes a game. He averaged 7 rebounds.
Popeye Jones once weighed 315 pounds. He's down about 250 now. But boy, Eddie Jones is putting on a show for the fans here at Reunion.
He's giving us all of the acrobatics, and he's making it count.
Tarpley tries to throw it to Popeye Jones, throws it away, another turnover.
Dick Motta must be going crazy. Oh. He's looking for some player, any guy, Tarpley, Hodge, somebody. Will you please play the top of the circle and make the dump down pass and stop passing the ball to the camera guy out of bounds?
Well, Dick is talking to Tarpley right now, as a matter of fact.
Tarpley did an excellent job while he was in there, though, in all facets of the game.
15 turnovers already for the Mavericks. Nice read on the cut. Beautiful cut by Van Exel, I should say. And a nice look by Campbell.
Tonight, every time the Lakers pass the ball into the post, the player at the top of the circle, now watch this, look at left of your screen, watch the left of your screen. The player at the top of the circle is going right down the lane. That's their 3rd layup.
We are at Reunion Arena in Dallas, where we are seeing 2 of the young, exciting teams in the NBA. The Lakers have led by as many as 15, the Mavericks by 5, and right now the Lakers lead by 5, 52-47. There's a lot of basketball left to be played this year, but still they're giving a nice little glimpse of how these 4 teams in the NBA are using their youth to really kind of turn things around.
Well, the coaching staffs are doing an excellent job. They're playing with a lot of vigor. And if you talk to every single one of those teams, they'll tell you they're doing it at the defensive end of the ball. The defense, the trapping, the forcing the turnovers, taking care of the boards, a little intimidation, and getting out in the open floor. Now, Van Exel in this game has 6 assists and 3 steals along with his points. But this game has been played in spurts. First it was the Lakers spurt, then Dallas, and right now
it's the Lakers on a 13-2 run. Jason Kidd, his outside shot is suspect at best. At just 33% as Eddie Jones can't get it to go.
See, they all have the green light to fire on the break.
Mashburn, the spin move, doesn't get it, but Bowie wanted an offensive foul. He's not going to get it.
If we run that replay, you may see.
You're right.
Yeah, he definitely cleared him out. No doubt about it. That was a strong move by Mashburn. That's what I like about him. When you hit Mashburn down in that box area, he is going strong. He's going to make a strong move, shoot it with either hand, but take you right to the front of the rim.
Now, just a reminder, at halftime, it's the Reebok Halftime Report. Ernie's in our studios in Atlanta. Scores and highlights featuring the Pacers in the cast. Plus, Craig Sager takes a look at the home of Dennis Rodman. Something I want to see. Mashburn gets 1 of 2. He's 6 of 8 from the line tonight. The lead is 5. The Lakers searching for their own identity. This is a team that was much maligned at the end of last year. Oh, that was a big-time baseline move by Eddie Jones. Can't finish it. Jackson pulls the trigger from the arc, and he rips the net. He's only 23% on the year, but that was a big one.
Kidd was waiting for Hodge to go through and take the defense out, but he didn't stop out high, but he still had a chance to make the pass.
Popeye Jones with a forearm, which allows Campbell to spin easily to the right. You're right, Hubie. You said a couple weeks ago in a game that when you put a forearm on a guy, it's almost easier to spin off it than if you can put your hand on a guy. Campbell used it. Jackson, nice ball fake. Finger roll, says George Gervin.
Now that was pretty. You saw a beautiful head fake. That defender honestly thought he was going to attempt his second three.
9 in the quarter for Jackson, who Spud Webb of Sacramento calls the truth.
The Popeye Jones is giving away inches here. Campbell can shoot right over the top of him at will.
Well, Eddie Jones got for the rebound, couldn't come up with it though. Boy, Eddie Jones is impressive for the Lakers. Hodge, he doesn't like being down here, and that's one of the reasons why, although he does get the rebound and the putback. Hodge has 2, and we are tied at 55 inside of a minute.
Kid does a good job fighting over the screen.
Van Exel bacon and drops his third 3 of the half.
He was right on him, man. You could not defend him any better than that.
Lakers by 3. An illegal defense was going to be called on Sam Bowie. He wasn't sure where he wanted to go, and he got called, said Hugh Owens.
Well, if your man is above the three-point line, you must be above the foul line. And as soon as Mashburn gave that hesitation move, Bowie broke the line. Now keep an eye on this. Look at this. Jason Kidd is right on him now. Now that was a deep 3. That was from the toughest angle that you can attempt a 3.
Jimmy Jackson makes good on his free throw, averaging about 10 a game. Did not even have a free throw attempt Saturday's win over Charlotte. Only has 1 this evening.
That's a great battle. Jason Kidd and Van Exel in the second half, they should really light a lot of sparks here.
2-point Laker lead. We have a 2-second difference between the shot and the game.
23, go!
See, he's going to trap now. He's going to trap him. He's not going to let him hold the ball. That's Del Harris yelling.
Yelling 23 and go.
See, that's good. That's smart basketball. See, 23 meant the 2 guard and the small forward. And they went right out on that trap. They're not going to let you hold the ball.
Yesterday in practice, the Dallas Mavericks worked on this exact play. Donald Hodge, you dragged your feet, big guy. It was 7.3. The men in purple are going to have the basketball.
Dick Mott is saying, where is Tom Borwinkle when I need him? Where is Big Tom?
Or Scott Lloyd when he played here in Dallas.
Come on.
Van Exel from 40 feet doesn't get it. Hodge with the rebound, but what a half for Nick Van Exel. 18 first half points. And that has allowed the L.A. Lakers to take a 2-point advantage at halftime. 58-56 is our score. Stay with us. Ernie Johnson and the Reebok Halftime Report is coming your way. Back at Union Arena, where the Dallas Mavericks looking for their 6th home win of the year, which would tie their mark that they had last year. But right now they trail by 2, 58-56, along with Hubie Brown, Amron Thulin. The story of this game in the first quarter, 12 first-quarter turnovers by the Mavericks. They found themselves down. Only 4 turnovers in the second quarter, and they find themselves only down by 2 points, but they made a couple of runs at it. But the story was the turnovers.
Well, you look at it, they're shooting 57%, and they're behind. The 16 turnovers have given the Lakers 22 points. The game is a game of spurts. Now, you can see right there, the Lakers only have 7 turnovers, 11 points for the Mavericks. 16 turnovers, 22 points. The Lakers, the trapping on the wings, and as they come across half court, naturally, that is the key to the open floor game. Now, just watch as they run. See, they'll let that player go, they'll trap the ball, and then they cut off the passing lane. They have excellent quickness with players at 6'6" playing the passing lane. Now here goes Kidd. Now Kidd goes down right here. Keep an eye on Divac. See, Divac hits him, and as he goes down, he bangs the elbow, but you can see it's nothing more than a strained ligament. Fortunately, no broken bones. They had an x-ray, and everything came up clean. He came back and played 14 minutes. Now, right now, this is one of Kidd's easiest passes. He has 5 assists in the first half, but they went on that nice run, 27-9 when he came back into the game, and that got them back into things. Field goal, that's the Lakers. 44, they're shooting 44 for the year. The Mavericks, that's just too bad because they got all the turnovers, and then with Jason and without Jason.
Well, Van Exel was leading the way for the L.A. Lakers with 18 points. The rookie, Eddie Jones, 11 points, 4 steals, and a couple of blocks in that first quarter. Yeoman's work on his part. And for the Dallas Mavericks, it's Jamal Mashburn with 19. Jimmy Jackson checks in with 12. Popeye Jones with 10. We saw the fact that Dallas has turned the ball over a lot. 16 turnovers, only 22 points for the Lakers, and they wasted a number of opportunities, where they had 2-on-1s, but they didn't convert.
Well, I think we keep bringing that out. If they'll just pass the ball up ahead to the guy who's open, they'll get the basketball back. You won't have a turnover. You get a high percentage shot.
two big runs for the Lakers in that first half, a 33-18 run and a 13-2 run to close things out. We have our first whistle, our first foul.
Anytime that the Lakers bring the ball back to the top of the circle, you're seeing Eddie Jones coming around a baseline screen to the left of the lane by Elton Campbell. He curls. He's 6'6", extremely acrobatic. Now, he was a forward at Temple, but he can get his shot once he makes the catch. Great elevation, high percentage shooter off the move. A lot of guys in this league have difficulty shooting off the dribble.
Jason Kidd, 5 assists, no turnovers in that second quarter for the Mavericks.
See, there's that half-court zone trap. You've got to be prepared for that after a foul shot.
Number 1 offensive rebounding team in the NBA. Mashburn almost turned it over.
Big thing is regroup and spread them out here.
Nice pass, Kidd inside to Popeye Jones.
You know that after every foul shot, the Lakers are going to run that half-court zone trap. When that happens, you have got to be prepared that once you take the trap, you hit the middle of the floor, you go to the corners, you're going to be wide open. And I'm really happy for this guy on the foul line. You know, we're talking about a guy who, when he came out of school, he played over in Italy for a year in 93, and then when he got his chance here, you know, we told you earlier, in just 21 minutes a game, he averaged 7.5 rebounds last year. That's a terrific number.
He's really worked hard in the offseason. He said this is the time he spent in Dallas working on his strength, and it's paid off. Right now, he's given up inches to Eldon Campbell, but he does get the traveling call on Campbell.
He's got the size, Ron, meaning weight. And if he just holds his area like he did there and his arms up straight, he'll either get the offensive zone ball or he'll get the guy to turn it over. Here's that trap again.
Ronald Jerome Jones to Lorenzo Williams. Popeye, better known as, he ate his finish today.
He's number 1 in the league in offensive rebounding at 5 a game. He's just doing a terrific job here this evening.
He's 6 of 6 tonight already.
That's his second offensive board.
Cedric Ceballos was heating it up for a while, has been quiet.
Well, he's struggling. He's struggling, Ron. He's 4 for 13 for the game right now.
Well, the Lakers really don't run any plays for him. The only time Cedric will get any points is when he creates his own. Here comes a 2-on-1.
See that?
Into the hole.
Give it up. Give it up to the guy up front. You get it back. You get a lay.
And Van Exel hits the 2 quickly on the other end. Nick doesn't waste any time. It is a 1-point Laker lead. Jackson tries to force it inside to Jones. Here comes Ceballos.
Got to match up now. Van Exel, had some half.
Says his mentor is Larry Drew. It's really helped him with his game this year. There is a big-time push by Lorenzo Williams.
Foul by Lorenzo Williams, his first, the second.
I'd like to show you Popeye Jones working hard. Now, here he is right here. Now, this is, really a very lucky shot that he just made there. That was a throw. Now, watch the Lakers. They get it right out of the rim. They look up the floor. Boom. Now, this is the 2-on-1. I'm sorry. I thought that we were going to show the Laker break, but that was the Jason Kidd getting it up and getting it back.
Here's Kidd again, and Jackson has it slapped away, and now here comes the Laker break. And Kidd knocks it away, and he keeps it alive. Oh, that's an all-star play.
And he did all that with the bad arm.
Oh, count it. He is one exciting ball player.
There have been so many spectacular plays here tonight at both ends, for both teams.
Jason Kidd is just 21 years old. Ceballos, the leader, will go. Here comes Jimmy Jackson with Mashburn.
Nice.
Jay to Jam.
It's a great game and an easy game when you're unselfish.
Here is Jason Kidd. The save. And it ends up in a Mavericks 2, and they lead it by 3 here in the third. (65-62) the score. The Mavericks by 3.
Now this is unselfish play. Get the turnover, pass it up ahead, Make the defense move.
And with the emphatic slam is Jimmy Jackson as the Dallas Mavericks on a 9-2 run here in the quarter. How about that? There is the story for the Mavericks. They cut down the TOs and they get the lead.
Popeye Jones, 15 points, 7 rebounds.
Kid goes to the floor and he hits that elbow again as Ceballos comes up with the jam. He fell right on that left elbow in front of us.
Well, the Lakers made that happen. That was great. 3 guys trapped him, did not allow him to turn the corner.
Inside, Williams stuffed by Eldon Campbell. The return stuffed by Divas. But Popeye Jones with a new career high.
Don't send in that one-handed slump.
No, not tonight.
Sending it back.
Not tonight. The Lakers right up in the lead in blocks in the NBA. Right up there among the echelon. Campbell backing his way in on Popeye Jones.
Elton Campbell has had an excellent night on the boxes. He's been really scoring. Now just keep an eye on, you see how they got the 3 guys pin him right here. Now there should have been a foul. He was definitely fouled by Eddie Jones. But the action there is that how quickly they went from offense to a defensive trap in the backcourt.
Campbell is just 65% from the line, only 1 of 3 tonight. Bashford on top to Jones, set a new career high tonight. Jackson for 3, nothing but the bottom of the net.
And once again, they're catching him in that half-court trap, hit the middle, and then rotate it to the corners. You're wide open.
Van Exel down low to Divac with 10 to shoot. Van Exel will pull from 3. The Mavericks running. Jackson, nice foul pass to Jones, to Mashford to the hole, out the basket! My goodness! You want unselfish shooting, we got unselfish tonight.
It makes the game so much easier because it puts the pressure on the defense. See, as the defenders move, then that opens up the opposite side guy who probably made the pass in the first place to get the shot.
Give Jamal 22 tonight. He averages 26.6, and the Mavericks with their biggest lead of the game, and is at 7.
Well, he's 7 for 9 on the foul line tonight. And like we said earlier, he really takes it strong.
He's put on about 30 pounds, and it's all muscle. Jimmy Clark with the whistle on the foul.
Foul by Jim Jackson.
Jimmy Jackson with the foul, his second. Just a reminder, Thursday night on TBS. Join Vern Lundquist and Chuck Daly for all the action. The Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. That'll be Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time on our sister station, TBS.
Eddie Jones, 2 shots.
Eddie Jones, 3 of 3 from the line tonight. 14 points already in the ball game. Jones comes in averaging just under 11 a contest. He's a smooth player, though.
It was a terrific pick by the Lakers. They got him on the first round, the 10th pick. Here's the trap again off the foul shot. See, if you take it up there now, Van Exel's changing sides. Now rotate it here, you're wide open. There you go.
That's the shot that Jason Kidd must learn to make when defenses back off on him.
That's the only weakness in his game. He's only shooting 33% from the floor.
McManus says that'll come. The shooting will come. Campbell backs his way in again for an easy 2 on Popeye Jones.
See, he's 6 for 11 in this game. And any time that they've posted him up, he's made it happen.
Campbell at 6'11", Jones at 6'8". Mashford for 2. Right on the line. They're going to count it as a 2.
In this little spurt, Ron, they're doing a better job making the perfect pass coming out of the initial trap.
Jones looking down low for Campbell again. This time Lorenzo Williams on him, and Popeye Jones moves out on Divac. Vlade for 3. Buries the 3. His second of the year.
You've been in this league, though. You know he'll take that, Ron.
Came into tonight 1 of 15 from the arc. Jackson, alley-oop, off the basket.
Divac saw it, started and stopped. He should have continued. He could have possibly challenged.
19 for Jackson. The Lakers have already taken 15 three-pointers. Divac taken away by Jason Kidd. Jones and Jackson fight over it. They didn't see each other.
Okay, Jones was everywhere.
The Ceballos with the reverse, and Cedric Ceballos with his 4th point of the half.
That was unfortunate because that was an excellent pass by Jason Kidd. Unfortunately, 2 guys were in the same area going for the ball.
Jackson on Jones. He'll take the jumper for 2. Jackson catching fire here in the second half. The NBA's second leading scorer.
He's definitely improved his range since he's been in the NBA.
That 40% is up to 47, and it's increasing tonight. 9 in the quarter for Jackson, 21 for the ball game. Eddie Jones with a 2, and now we're having a little I can do it, you can do it. Jackson gets around Divac, whistle and a foul on the drive. And it'll be on Vlade Divac. That should be his 4th of the ball game. Well, here's tonight's GMC scoreboard. Charlotte on top of Milwaukee in a tough battle at the Hive. Atlanta still trailing Minnesota. Boy, what a job Mike Fratello has done in Cleveland. We'll keep you posted on all those numbers. Hodges checked in. Popeye Jones from outside doesn't get it. Mavericks by 2, 4:15 left in the third. UB Brown and Ron Thula with Ernie Johnson back in Atlanta. Campbell now being guarded by Jones again. Popeye cannot do anything. Tipped up and in by Ceballos. Mavericks wanted a goaltend.
Elton Campbell is really taking his time and using some beautiful moves because he knows that he can shoot over the top every time.
Oh, we had an isolation violation called on the Dallas Mavericks. You get a chance to explain isolation violation.
Well, he just told the coaching staff to sit down. He's talking to Dick Motta right now. You cannot have everybody on the weak side up above the foul line. One guy must be down while the other 2 players are up.
21st turnover for the Mavericks. They came in averaging 17 a ball game. Tied at 79. Eddie Jones from Temple to the hole. Can't get it. Rebound. Jones to Kidd. To Popeye to the hole. Can't get it. The tip. Jamal Mashburn. 26 for Mashburn in the game. The Mavericks up by a deuce. That is a 3 by Nick Van Exel, who gives somebody a stare on the side to our right.
Well, you know, in the first half, he was 3 for 7. He came out and missed a couple, but you have got to be careful with him because he wants that shot.
Ashburn on the drive. He's going to be fouled. And we've got a timeout. 2:53 left to play in the third, and it's the Lakers by 1. Mavericks looking for their 10th win of the year, something they didn't do until April of this past year, the 76th game. Right now, they trail by 1 with 2:53 left in the third. NBA on TNT continues Friday night. We'll have a doubleheader beginning at 8 o'clock. First, we'll have the Knicks and the Suns. Bob Neal and Doug Collins will be there to call that one. Then the second game of our twin bill, Orlando and Golden State. UB and I will be out in Oakland for that ball game. All gets underway 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on TNT. 82-81, 2:53 left in the third. Lucius Harris has checked in. He's now being guarded by Eddie Jones. To Hodge, who's also come into the Maverick lineup. Lucius lets go from the outside. Van Exel, the one-handed rebound. Sadell Freak will move over now, play a little point. Van Exel will move over to the 2. Freak, of course, played a lot of point last year for this team and 2 years ago.
Right there.
Campbell over Hodge, no good.
Sadell Harris likes just playing the 3 guards at one time.
Ashburn over Jones. Count the basket. We have a whistle.
Anytime that you play Sedell 3 and Van Exel in the backcourt, and then you move Eddie Jones to small forward and Ceballos at big forward, you're very small. So the other team must see that and take them right into post-up play and crash the offensive board. You must make them pay a price for their quickness.
Ashburn now 7 of 10 from the line. 28 points for Jamal. The Mavericks lead by 1. Eddie Jones now playing with 4 personal fouls for the Lakers.
2 minutes.
Hodge tried to overplay Campbell, almost got away with it. Van Exel's free. Go! What an acrobatic move by the rookie from Temple.
Wow. He came right down from the top of the circle.
Boy, he's an exciting player.
Here's that sideline trap.
Ashburn goes right down the middle and turns it over.
You have to pay attention. This is their quick group.
Jason Kidd trying to knock it off Jones, but good hands by Kidd.
Jason Kidd, quick hands. How many times tonight he's got a hand on it? Now keep to the left of the screen. Here he comes. Eddie Jones. He really can hop.
10th pick overall last year's draft. The book on him was great athlete.
Go right back at him. He can take Hodge.
And he does.
Got to give him his due. I'll tell you, he's using that drop step tonight and really making it happen. He's shooting a very high percentage in this game, and any time that you hit him on the box, he'll eventually take that drop step to the baseline and take you strong.
Elvin Campbell, 2 shots.
Campbell at the line to shoot a couple. Only 1 of 3 tonight from the stripe.
This guy's been blessed with all kind of talent. You know, he has the size. He's always been a good shot blocker. Back in '93, I'll never forget it. He had 3 games where he blocked 6 shots in a game. You know he can block shots. You know he can rebound. The big thing for Del Harris, like every coach who has coached him, you got to get him to play night in and night out. It's 82 games, not 42 games.
Motivated. Jackson being guarded now by Peeler. They double team him with 3. Over to Kidd. They slack off, give him some room. He tries to get it inside of Jackson. 8 to shoot. Dallas has the ball. 1:03 left in the quarter. Mavericks trailing by 2. That's what they trailed by at the end of the first half. Hodge, good ball fake. Lets it fly. His 2nd air ball of the day. He's still got to get it up. Jackson gets it up at the buzzer, and it'll be a 24-second violation on the Mavericks. Hodge has had 2 of the ugliest shots I have seen this year, Huey.
Now, no one's upset, so, you know, I know they're accustomed to him taking these shots, but I don't think they're accustomed to him missing the rim by at least a foot. You know, we're not even exaggerating when I say foot.
Chanel Green lost the handle, but last touch by Lucius Harris to the Mavericks, and the Lakers will have it with 17 to shoot. 47 left in the 3rd quarter. The Lakers are 9-1 when they're ahead after 3 quarters. Right now, they're up by 2. Mavericks hurry, they can get a 2-for-1 to end the quarter. Jackson being guarded by Peeler. Ashburn with Peeler, the double team 3. Hodge with 6 to shoot. Dumps it down low. Ashburn just dabbling inside with 3 to shoot. The Mavericks will have the ball.
Right now, they have George Lynch on Ashburn. Ashburn can post up Lynch.
Well, they list George Lynch at 6'8". That's a gift. When he was in college, he was listed as 6'9". When he was drafted, he was 6'8". You stand next to him, he's about 6'6". As one former NBA coach told me today, he's like a shrinking sweater.
Del Harris is getting away with the small team.
Hodge at the buzzer doesn't get it, and the Mavericks will have the last shot. The buzzer, of course, being the shot clock.
They're not going to let you hold here. Here's the trap.
To Harris to the hole with the left hand. He goes down hard with 3.5 left in the quarter, and we have a whistle.
As soon as Jason Kidd saw the trap coming, he immediately split it down the lane and picked out the free man.
And at the line, we will see Lucius Harris as we look at Dick Motta. 865 wins. Harris, 6'5", 190 pounds. Will be celebrating his 24th birthday in 5 days.
Well, he's in his second year. He was a second-round draft choice, the 28th pick in '93, out of Long Beach State. He's their leading scorer in the history and also the history of the league, the Big West. He scored over 2,300 points.
Kidd with a steal at the buzzer. Almost goes in, but what a defensive play again by Jason Kidd. And as we head to the final 12 minutes, we are tied up at 85 apiece. Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. The fourth quarter coming right up from Dallas. Got to show you what happened late in the game as Minnesota played at Atlanta. Timberwolves up 77-74. Hawks need a three. Who's going to take it? Grant Long. Grant Long, he only had 2 all year, and he canned that one to tie the game at 77. The Hawks and Timberwolves are going to overtime. All tied up at 77. They've scored more than that in 3 quarters in Dallas. Back to Ron and Doug. Thank you very much, Ernie. We are tied at 85 apiece. The Lakers have led by as many as 15. The Mavericks by 7. But Jason Kidd putting on quite a show in his national TV debut tonight. It's been a game of streaks and runs for both teams. We head to the final stanza, knotted up at 85 apiece. The Mavericks, who are off to their best start after 16 games since 88-89, will begin the fourth and final 12 minutes with the ball. Terry Davis, his first action tonight for the Mavericks, has come in, number 43. Davis, the sixth-year pro out of Virginia Union, had a terrible car accident in May of '93. Left elbow was shattered, ended up playing only 15 games last year. Now he's trying to shrug off a dislocated finger on his right hand. He's a southpaw. He's a banger. Mashburn triple team. Jackson around Lynch for the easy two.
All you have to do is get the ball to the other side of the floor. Unfortunately for Dallas, in the last 6 to 7 minutes, it's taking them like 4 passes to get there, Ron. If you get it there in 2, you're going to get the open shot.
23 for Jimmy Jackson. Sadale Freed is. Lynch goes to the floor for the Lakers. And here comes Kidd. Nice move to Mashburn. Can't complete it. Hodge comes up with a loose rock. Baseline. He hits something. Bounce the ball.
What a great pass, Kidd. Because he knew that Mashburn was behind him and he was still coming to the hole. What a great pass.
Dick Motta's going to play with the big kids because Vlade Divac gets to. Jason Kidd hasn't sat down since he came back into the game in the second quarter.
Terry Davis is first.
Vlade Divac with his 9th point of the ball game. Terry Davis with his first personal. And Vlade will go to the line.
You know that Divac is always going to spin, wheel, and deal down inside. He has a beautiful touch coming out of the spin move.
Last year, he became the first player since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to lead the Lakers in both scoring and rebounding. Kareem did it with 84-85. With the free throw, the Lakers cut the Dallas lead to 1.
Now here comes the half-court trap. There it is right there on the wing. That corner is wide open.
Divac gets away with a push on Hodge. 4-on-2 for the Lakers. Reed inside. Nice look to Cedric Ceballos. 17 for Ceballos, and the Lakers have regained the advantage.
Right. Here comes the trap again. See, the corner's open. They want you to take that quick shot.
Jackson, nice look at the dish to Davis. Blocked by Vlade Divac, his second of the ball game.
You got to send that home with 2 hands.
Ceballos to Divac. Lost the handle. Inside. Count the basket. We have a foul.
Let me tell you something. That was some pass from Divac. Okay? That ball, first of all, a great catch on the long pass. Now keep an eye on this block. Now Vlade is always one of the premier shot blockers in the league. Now, watch Divac in the middle of the screen. Up. I gave him a pass. That came right off his knee.
But it counts. But it counts. He'll take it in the stats as Lynch gets the free throw.
We're behind that. I honestly thought he caught it and dropped it.
Hey, we'll give it to him, though. Like, Lakers on an 8-0 run. They lead it by 4.
Illegal defense.
Another illegal defense called on the Lakers. It's on Sedale Freed, and the Mavericks will go to the line once again.
The Lakers do an excellent job in getting more than one trap out of the half-court trap.
Jackson.
And even when you reverse the ball, they expend an awful lot of energy chasing the ball. Now, Jimmy Jackson has really had some game. In the first quarter, he only scored 2 points. Since then, that was his 22nd point since that time. There you go.
Outside, Jason Kidd for 3 off the mark. Terry Davis battling Cedric Ceballos. The loose ball foul is going to be on Terry Davis.
See, Jason Kidd does not have to take that shot. He's wide open. He can dribble the ball from that three-point shot, Ron, right down to the lane and get an easier shot. I give the Lakers a lot of credit. They've been really working hard, expending a ton of energy, and they're relentless in the trap.
Well, Hubie, as we're watching this game, we realize Roy Tarpley is not on the Dallas Mavericks bench. He exchanged some words with Dick Motta in the second quarter after he was pulled from the game, and he didn't like being taken out, and now he is not even in the game as Nick Van Exel hits the 3. And that's 5. 5 3-pointers for Nick Van Exel in the ballgame, and we'll try to find out the story on Roy Tarpley.
Tarpley only played 7 minutes. He had 4 points and 4 rebounds. So you knew that he was upset. But see, Terry Davis cannot catch the ball, Ron, as it's coming off the rim. He cannot extend that left arm. That left elbow is the elbow.
Jason Kidd, how about that for a touch pass?
That left elbow, Terry Davis, that's where he had the operation. If you notice, he just cannot make the full extension.
26 points now for Jimmy Jackson, 2 off his average. The Lakers lead it by 4, 8.5 left to be played in the ballgame. Lakers won the first meeting between these two teams rather handily. The steal by Jackson. In case you just joined us, Jason Kidd bruised an elbow in the first quarter. Mashburn gets away with a play.
That was an excellent double team by Divac to knock that ball loose.
Ceballos sizes up Davis, goes baseline, offensive foul, Cedric Ceballos.
He's been struggling. We told you that. 4 for 12 at the half. He ran it up to 4 for 15. He's exasperated right now. He wants to take you off the dribble and go strong. Now just keep an eye out. Good defensive positioning that time by Terry Davis.
Jimmy Jackson. Hodge working on the pick. Popeye Jones already a career high. Can't get another 2 to go. Mashburn the offensive rebound. 10 rebounds for Jamal Mashburn. Hodge will try it from the corner, and he buries it. He's hit his last 2 in a row.
In this last 7 minutes and 30 seconds, you have got to pay attention to Nick Van Exel. He's 5 for 11 and 3. So you cannot look at him when he's out there. You've got to hound him.
Nice spin move on Kidd. Can't get the shot to go. 11 rebounds for Jamal Mashburn. That is a season high, and they turn it over. And then Mashburn takes it back. He's got Jones to the hole. Count it.
How about that catch by Popeye? A great catch. And that was a difficult catch and shot.
Oh, that was a nice move. 19 points for Popeye Jones. Nicknamed Popeye by his brother. Divac, count the basket. We have a whistle.
Divac can take Hodge at will. Hodge does not have good foot movement defensively. Divac can take him as long as he puts it down twice. Now here's an excellent anticipation by Mashburn. Now watch to the left of your screen. Watch this catch. The catch, boom, the hit, and the shot. He could have even been on the line.
The beautiful skyline of Dallas, Texas, and we are right below all of that at Reunion Arena. And with 6:45 left to play in the final stanza, the Lakers with a 2-point advantage over the Dallas Mavericks. Along with UB Brown, I'm Ron Thulin, and Vlade Divac having his way down low, out as is Eldon Campbell for the Lakers. Jason Kidd having a big game for the Dallas Mavericks. Van Exel having a big game. Vlade Divac averaged 14 points a game last year for the Lakers, the lowest leading scorer in Laker history. But this season they've added some firepower with Sabalos and Van Exel. And Vlade will be at the line to complete the three-point play. Perfect from the line today, or I take that back for Vlade. He's 2 of 2 from the line. He is perfect from the line. 13 points for Divac. The lead is up to 3. Hodge has it slapped away, ends up in the hands of the Lakers.
You never dribble against the trap.
Oh, yeah, baby.
One dribble. If you're going, go. But don't bounce it one bounce and allow the guys behind you in the trap to rotate and knock it free.
Lucius Harris checking in for Dallas. Reed dribbles it off his foot. That'll cross the timeline. It'll belong to the Dallas Mavericks. 16th turnover for the Lakers. The Mavericks with 26 in the ballgame.
26 turnovers. And you're sitting here and you're only down by 3.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's because they've shot such a high percentage.
Right now they're at 54% in the ballgame. Popeye Jones, a little showtime, Popeye.
When they hit him and he wheels from the foul line down, the big man in the other corner is also open.
21 points for Jones. That's what he averaged in Italy right after he was drafted. Hodge trying to put a body on Vlade Divac to no avail.
You have to be impressed. Dick Martin knew. He said that the Lakers give him trouble because of Divac and Campbell. Their size down inside. And Del Harris has gone to Divac and Campbell time in and time out. And it's really paid off for them this evening.
Go, rotate!
Average rotate over to Lucius Harris, left open, over the outstretched hands of Vlade Divac.
The middleman against the half-court traps is a key man. He's got to have vision and understand when to take it and go strong to the basket, or when to take it, turn, and get it to the corners.
Now Hodge trying to deny Vlade Divac's position. Van Exel from last three-point arc.
My, oh my.
Van Exel with his 6th three-pointer of the ballgame.
He came into this game shooting 42% in threes. What a night.
Well, and people are playing defense on him. I mean, it's not like they're just, letting him sit out there and park. Nice bounce pass to Mashburn. He regains control and completes it.
I've never seen so many off-balance shots go in as we've seen tonight.
30 points now for Mashburn, the NBA's player of the week. But Van Exel is matching him. Two to shoot. Van Exel pulls it for 3 again, and he's off the front of the iron. Hodge had it and lost it. Kidd closes the gap. Campbell on Jones. Van Exel again, his 7th 3 of the ball game.
I admit he's knocking him down, but give Campbell some credit, because Campbell definitely could have forced the shot right there and shot over the top of his man.
Inside, the Mavericks work with Mashburn. Van Exel with 32 points. Mashburn with 32 points. The Lakers by 3.
But they need a defensive cure. As long as the Lakers continue to go two-man, you know, Dallas just cannot solve what to do with it. So that's good. Go right back over into Divac and see what happens. There it is.
Sedale, 3 with a 3.
In the NBA, you do not go away from things that are working, and it's always good to see teams that recognize what their strength is and go to it and force this defense to react.
The Lakers 10 of 22 from the arc tonight. They lead
Nice.
it by 6 inside Lucius Harris.
That was a beautiful change of direction. He faked coming off that screen and backdoored on the baseline. What a game for the fans.
Oh, I know.
Oh. You gotta watch now. You're letting it get away from you here.
The ball away won't go. Rebound controlled by Lucius Harris. Loose ball foul on the Lakers.
Right there, if Harris would have gotten rid of the ball, they had a 4-on-1.
Timeout, Lakers.
All right, now we're going to show you this bullet pass right down the lane as Harris backdoors his man. Beautiful court awareness by Jason Kidd delivering that. At the other end, Sedale Threed is going to knock in another 3 for the Lakers. This year, he's shooting 37% coming into this game. Ceballos 42 and Van Exel 42 in threes.
There is Jason Kidd as the Lakers 10 of 22. Dallas 4 for 10 from the arc, and it is a 4-point Laker lead. 2.5 left to be played in the ballgame. Jackson inside. The lead is 2.
Well, Dallas needs a couple of defensive stops. The Lakers can get the two-man game at will. They're going to run a curl for Ceballos. Doesn't mean anything. They're going to play two-man basketball here.
7 to shoot. Van Exel, 7 3-pointers. 3 off the NBA record. 2 off the NBA record.
2 minutes. 2 minutes and a 3.
Brian Shaw.
He's giving it
You
to
go
Kidd.
ahead and do it, big guy. You're allowed. Brian Shaw and Joe Dumars have hit 10 in the ball game. Van Exel 2 away.
The Lakers are 11 for 23 in threes in this game.
Vlade Divac foul number 6 on Vlade Divac.
First in the last 2 minutes, Divac is disqualified.
Now keep an eye on this. That shot clock is at 4. He's behind the old three-point line in the NBA. And watch it. And now he gives it to Kidd as he gives a little bit of that hey, hey, in your face.
113, 108, 146 left to be played in the ball game. Vlade Divac is just fouled out. Now the pressure goes back to Big Nick. 35 points tonight for Van Exel. That ties his career high. But look at that, 8 of 15. 9 assists, only 1 turnover. That's what you call a complete effort by that young man.
He's really stepped up, and when you think that the Lakers got him on the second round 2 years ago in the draft, what a find. And he has rewarded them. Last year stepping in as a rookie and having such a sensational year, averaging right at 14 points, and this year better.
We have 146 left to be played. It is a 5-point Laker advantage. They have 2 full timeouts. The Mavericks with 3 plus a 20. Nobody has a foul to give.
There's still plenty of time here for Dallas. The main thing is they come down here and they've got to make something good happen every time that they get to the offensive end of the floor. The pressure is on them for a couple of key stops. And the main thing is you've got to stay at home with Nick Van Exel because he is on fire.
And we'll pass along a couple of finals to you as we look at Del Harris, 56 years old, talking to the man with the hot hand tonight. The Lakers 5 of 6 here in the fourth quarter from the arc. Dallas has an 0 for 2. Dallas has played a lot of close ball games already this year. They're 3-1 in overtime games, 5-1 in games decided by 4 points or less. Popeye Jones, a career night.
Well, they're looking to play two-man with Jackson and Mashburn. You see the trapping? They're forcing them out of.
Jackson hangs in the air. Jones with the offensive rebound, and he lost it to the hands of George Lynch.
Give the Lakers all credit. Not only did they trap twice, they rotated and forced Jimmy Jackson inside of that wide-open shot.
Van Exel for three, doesn't get it. Jones with the rebound. He'll take it out himself, give it up to Kidd. .102 left to play. After two, doesn't get it.
They have not been able to get the ball to the post-up player, and that's a big credit to the hustle of the Lakers. You want a high pick and roll here now. There it is.
Ceballos inside. No basket. Offensive foul.
Good call. That was a terrific pass by Van Exel. Now Ceballos is saying maybe at home he doesn't get that charge call. But right there, the man who took the charge was definitely away from in front of the basket and actually took it. He was no movement.
39.4 left to be played. The Lakers by 5. Now let's go to Atlanta with Ernie Johnson. EJ.
Thank you, Ron. Let's put that Minnesota-Atlanta game to bed. We updated you on that a little bit ago, and it was going to overtime, and now it is over. But highlights of this thing, no, it's not George Foreman, and nobody in the crowd thinks it is. Isaiah Ryder, big night, 23 points for Minnesota with a dunk. Late in the game at 75-72, Timberwolves, Mookie Blaylock, number 3 in the league in steals, swipes it from Ryder. They're within 1. Minnesota then reclaims the three-point lead, 77-74. Time running out. Grant Long for 3. And it's tied up at 77. Minnesota, one more shot. Winston Garland will take it, but there's Mookie again with the strip, and we go to overtime, tied up at 77. Andrew Lang, lefty in the lane, and it goes, and Atlanta survives a scare from Minnesota. They had an ugly game the first time in Minnesota. They win this one 85-83 in OT. Now back to Ron and Hubie at Reunion.
Thank you, Ernie, who gave one of the all-time great Christmas parties Saturday. 113-108, 39.4 left to be played. Still time left for the Mavericks.
Main thing right now for Dallas, take whatever they give you. If they give you the quick score, take it strong to the basket and get 2. If you make a penetration or you pass into a post-up guy and a 3 opens up for you, fine, you take that. But the one thing you do not want to do is force a 3-point shot and then foul the Lakers, because then what you do, you're taking the lead from 5 to 6 or to 7. You've got to get a score here. Take whatever the defense gives you. Now give the Lakers credit. On the inbounds pass, they are not allowing Dallas to run whatever they set up in their huddle, because they are immediately trapping, and then any dribbler, they trap the dribbler. They're forcing Dallas out of the plan that they set up in the huddle. Here's your trap.
Into the hole inside. Mashburn, the double pump, doesn't get it. Controlled by Ceballos, the rebound.
Look up. There he is.
George Lynch, the easy 2 for the Lakers.
Now, this isn't over. Now you have 25 seconds.
Mashburn for 3, doesn't get it. The rebound, Van Exel. As the Lakers are looking for their 8th road victory, they had only 12 all of last year.
You know that it's just that 15 seconds and Dallas is just allowing this game to run out. That is a shock. No trapping, no making Van Exel pass the basketball. They just run off 15 seconds on the clock, only up 7 points. That's a stunner.
That's unbelievable, because the game is far from over. We saw it happen in a number of different situations where players and teams can get a couple of points quickly, 7 points quickly in a ball game. But nevertheless, the LA Lakers, with their 8th road win of the year, their 12th of the season, the final once again, 115 to 108. And our Budweiser player of the game is Nick Van Exel. Tonight he pours in 35 points, 10 assists, only 1 turnover, 8 of 16 from the three-point arc. Nick Van Exel, our Budweiser player of the game, the second-year pro out of Cincinnati, who was even questionable coming into tonight's game due to a sprained left ankle he suffered in Saturday's game against Utah. Here's one of the three-pointers by Nick Van Exel. And Hubie, I tell you what, people were on him. That time he's open. Nick Van Exel is joining us now. Nick, you scored that one. Look at that. Nice little reaction. You decided to do a little dance like we said on the air. You're allowed to do it after 8 3-pointers in a ball game. Is this one of those nights that players talk about you're in the zone?
Well, I felt it pretty good tonight. Everybody was looking for me. The big men were getting double teamed. They were kicking it out, and I was hitting it.
You know, one thing we heard today, now that your ankle was really bad, you were kind of questionable for tonight. But you didn't look like you had any problems here.
Well, I took Sunday off. I practiced a little bit Monday, and I got a lot of rest today. I've been getting treatment, you know, all weekend and Monday, and I felt pretty good tonight.
The big difference between this year and last year in regards to the spirit and the defensive pressure from a player standpoint?
I think everybody's more involved. Everybody wants to win. Everybody's concentrating in practice, and we're doing the right things right now. Everybody's playing together and playing as a team.
Is this a team, Nick, that is looking for their own identity? Because at the end of last year, a lot of people said a lot of negative things about this ball club, and you came in this year a different attitude. Are you looking for your own identity as a team?
Well, I think so, because in the 80s there was so much magic and showtime, and now it's just the 90s Lakers. That's what we call ourselves, and we've been coming out and beating a lot of good teams, you know, on the road and at home, and, you know, everybody's just playing well together as a team, and we're just focusing on getting to the playoffs.
All right, you had a super night tonight. We enjoyed it. That was good. I like watching that.
Thanks a lot.
115-108 is our final as the LA Lakers defeat the Dallas Mavericks. Now let's go back to our studios in Atlanta with Ernie Johnson. EJ?
And you're not the only one who enjoyed it. Good stuff from Reunion Arena tonight as the Lakers beat the Dallas Mavericks. Now, in the Central Division, things have tightened up. The Indiana Pacers had a 5-game winning streak as they went to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. The Cavs 2 games back when the night started, and now that lead is but 1. Indiana on the run to Rick Smits, the Dutch boy in the paint, throws it down for 2 of his 26. They're up 61-58, but back comes Cleveland. Looks like the old Statue of Liberty. Hot Rod took it away from Mark Price and jammed it down as the Cavs came back. And then it's Mark Price. A little crossover, splits him, lays it in. 12 points, 11 assists on the night. And Mike Fratello's guys have now won 3 straight, snapping Indiana's 5-game winning streak, 90-83. The Cavs over the Pacers at Gund. As we showed you just a moment ago, in overtime, the Hawks come back to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 85-83 to keep the T-Wolves winless at the Omni. Milwaukee and Charlotte at the Charlotte Coliseum, and it's 107-101 for the home team. Glenn Robinson did have 24 for Milwaukee. Hersey Hawkins 23 for the Hornets, who win it by 6. Miami and Philadelphia at the Spectrum. How about Willie Burton? 53 points tonight. That is the NBA season high. 24 of those points came at the line. He was 24 out of 28. That's the most points the Heat has ever allowed to any one player. And yes, he used to play for the Heat, so yeah, it's a little revenge factor tonight for Willie Burton as Philly wins it by 15. Detroit and Chicago at the United Center. Grant Hill did not make the trip. Joe Dumars back in the Piston uniform. Look at this sequence. Walter Bond, one of the guys the Pistons picked up because they're so injury-riddled, hands that 3. 0.9 to go. What's Scotty do? The wish for swish. And he got it at the end of the first quarter. And then on the defensive end, Pippen knocks it away. BJ behind the back. There goes Pippen again. Chicago looking good early, but in the third period, Detroit has come back to claim a 3-point lead over the Bulls, 53-50. Washington and Houston playing at the Summit, and everything's going the Rockets' way in the third period, 73-56. The Houston lead over the Bullets, and just about to tip it off in a few minutes, Sacramento playing at Golden State. The Warriors have lost 6 in a row. Here on TNT tonight, entertaining stuff. The Lakers 115-108 over the Mavs. We'll send it back to Reunion right after this.